So that happened last night. Jeremy Swayman, hold me back! Hold me back!
Let me at him!
I want a piece of Darcy Kemper. Because, they're going at our guys.
Can you please let us have a goalie fight? The team stinks. There's nothing to really pay attention to anymore. You're just waiting for the year to end. You want to see how high their draft position can get at this point. And we might have something that's not quite as rare as a snow leopard, but you don't get a lot of goalie fights, Jones. You don't.
No.
But it's like all the padding on there.
They should let them go.
They're all kind of weird. Mostly goalies are.
Yeah,
so you don't know what they're going to do in that situation. Some of them could be like trained killers for all we know. You're like, let them at each other. Let's go. And then they stopped it. Both guys seemed like they were ready to go.
And they got plenty of pads on.
Get out of their way.
Let them go. They're going to be fine. They're not even going to feel the punches.
They got the blocker. Bang. Just deflecting everything. I wanted a goalie fight. Give me a goalie fight last night. No goalie fight.
We were deprived
Devastating.
of a goalie fight last night. I don't know that I want to fully co-sign on this, but Twitch chat says we need a good goalie fight. Swayman needs his ass kicked.
Well, that's fine. However you want, whoever you're rooting for in that goalie fight, it's up to you.
He needs to get snapped into reality a little bit. I like this text as well. 617-779-7937. The goals Swayman allows read like my golf scorecard. 7-5-4-4.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had some other higher games certainly this year.
But
those are his last 4 games.
Come on. Just disappointing. That would have been something. That would have been a little shot in the arm, right? A little goalie fight? Something to talk about?
Yeah. Well, how many? Okay, so he allowed 7 last night.
He has not had a good year.
Yeah, 6, 7. I thought there was an 8.
Oh, he gave up a snowman earlier this year, I thought.
Oh, yeah, he did. Winnipeg. I'm sorry. I skipped right over that. 8 against Winnipeg.
Do you know what his goals against is, where he ranks in the league now in goals against?
Wait, I like this. That's the amount of goals he gives up.
That's the goals. Where he ranks.
Per game.
Yes. So there's 32 NHL teams. And
no, last time we did this, he was a little higher than I thought. I guessed he was like in the 40s. I'm going to say he's in the 40s now. He wasn't last time we checked.
Yeah, right smack in the middle. 45th best goals against average. 45th. He is in a tie for 43rd on save percentage.
312.
Save percentage.
I'm sorry, 312 is the goals against. That would be a good ERA. Like we were talking about the Crochet ERA earlier today. That would be good.
What's amazing, he's also tied for 5th in shutouts. So he has 4 shutouts, and yet he's 45th in goals allowed. So it goes to show you some of those other games really get away from him.
Spotting dimes, eating onions.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't let him go last night. I thought there was a lot of hold me back going on.
Probably.
But he was talking real tough after the game. Here's Jeremy Swayman about why he wanted blood out there on the ice last night.
I think it just comes down to sticking up for my teammates. I don't care who it is. It's the guy in the black and gold. You're not going to touch him without getting contested, and I care about every one of these guys like a brother, and that's just the way I felt, and I felt like it was my turn to step up.
Okay. What did the court taste like?
Blood.
Defending a brother.
Yeah.
They have a real brotherhood. I know some of these guys have been on the team for 15 minutes, but they have a real strong brotherhood.
It's a good locker room.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Dressing room.
They're looking to improve it.
Yeah,
they're looking to improve it. And when you have a guy like Jeremy Swayman willing to step up and defend his teammates, that goes a long way.
Well,
I'm sure they all really appreciated it.
He said anybody in black and gold, it's a brotherhood.
Yeah.
Zadorov was asked about this after the game last night. A guy that I'm a big fan of.
Well, we saw him fight in person at the game last Monday.
We did.
He's had a couple of fights recently.
Yeah, he had the fight.
They actually let him fight. They don't let the goalies fight in this league, but they let Zadorov fight.
No, and he pummeled. He took out Sam Bennett, which we were all very excited about. We thought maybe, look at the Bruins without Marchand. Look, there's some energy here. That was wrong.
That was a long time ago.
That was an aggressive take.
Yep.
But, okay, Zadorov, what'd you think about Swayman wanting blood out there last night?
You guys appreciate that Jeremy stuck up for who said you know
Is that what it is?
Look like it.
Okay. I don't know. No comment.
No comment.
Wow. So, perhaps reading between the lines.
Yeah.
He hates Swayman?
Now, this is not, I want to be clear.
This is just me hearing this.
This is not a scoop.
No, it's no scoop. It's
just
no
to be
scoop
clear.
No, not at all. I'm just trying to figure that out. So he was asked about his goal. Again, goalies don't fight each other. They didn't even last night. But very rarely do they even get a chance to go out there and, do that. So he's asked a pretty easy, albeit leading question. Like, hey, was it good to see Swayman, defending a teammate? He's like, what?
Is that what it is?
Is that what that is? What? And then he goes, no comment.
No
so he
comment.
clarifies, so that's what you think it is, basically.
Yeah.
You think it's defending a teammate? He didn't do anything. Maybe if he, stops the puck every once in a while, he could defend the goal. Forget defending teammates. Defend the goal one time
Is
for
that
us.
what it is?
I mean,
I don't know.
that's also,
That's as crazy a thing. Not crazy, but like that's as, I guess, honest a thing as we've heard, right?
Yeah, and then I would just point out he's not exactly Nick Lidstrom out there,
No.
So I would chill out too, Zadorov, if he's like, oh, this guy's giving up all the goals.
You could also defend the ice.
Yeah, you're in the penalty box on all these goals, you oaf.
But that's pretty wild.
That's
How
wild.
do these guys feel about Swayman?
Not
great, Bob.
Not great at all. They're like, you got your money. You're giving up a snowman every other time you're out there. And, that's...
Crooked number. Although I'm sure Raycroft has excuses for every one of those goals that he gave up. Well, there's a guy in his way. Well, this one came off the stick funny. This one, it was a wraparound chance.
I mean, you're going to give up a few anyway.
That was a power play.
You're going to give up 2 or 3 a night anyways. And so then, like, the other ones, power play, wraparound.
It's like one-timer.
Guy was on
That was a one-timer.
Okay.
It's a one-timer? He couldn't see the puck.
That was a twisted wrister.
It's like, or he stinks this year.
Yeah.
This year. I'm not giving up on him for the rest of his career, but
Me neither,
it's been a
but...
brutal year. Clearly, this is, again, just viewing it from the outside. It was strained with his teammates. It felt like from Jump Street. They did not like how the contract went, which is also odd.
Well, Marchand didn't.
Marchand specifically, captain of the team.
Yeah.
Stronger voice in the locker room than Swayman. So I'm not saying he was right to do this, but I think they went at it a different way right from the rip. And we even said it in real time. Kind of odd that guys weren't really supporting someone getting the most money. In other sports, it's almost an unspoken thing where it's like, hey, we're all teammates once the season starts, but get your money. We're all here to get our money.
Rising tide raises all boats.
Get your money.
Yeah.
The one I always look back to, and this was like 25 years ago, Brett Favre said something about like Javon Walker, and he's like, well, he should really be in camp right now. And everyone's like, what? And even then they all were like, wait a minute, like this guy's trying to get his money. Sorry, he's not paid as well as you are. He's a free agent, or maybe he's holding out, but like he stepped in it on that. Everybody else is usually like, go ahead and get it. And Swayman had an opportunity to get his money. He pretty much did. But the teammates didn't seem to really like that. Marchand specifically, but I feel like more probably sided with him at that time.
Right. And so with Marchand's the one that jumps out to me, and he had his own contract negotiation going on that clearly, as we came to find out, he was not happy with. Everybody thought, Razor thought, it was a done deal, and he would be back, and he was just going to be a Bruin for life. And it turns out, nope, that was a more contentious negotiation to the point where the man ended up on your rival, the Florida Panthers. Okay? But we know Marchand wasn't happy about it, and I guess I kind of thought that was him coming at it personally from his negotiation. Yeah, maybe more guys in the room were upset. Clearly, Zadorov.
That's wild.
It's a pretty crazy answer. So I still, call me crazy, I still believe in Jeremy Swayman long-term, but I'm teetering on that. I mean, I still think it was a good contract. I still think he'd be a top-flight goalie. I think this is a lost year. He had no camp. And not to give him excuses, he's playing like crap, but I would expect him to be head and shoulders better next year. I said this a bunch.
Yeah, you hope he responds next year in a way where you're like, all right, that's the top 5 goalie. That's the guy that they signed up for. That's the way he played the year before. Now, 2 things are in play. So when he was at his best, well, really the only other times we've seen him.
He was splitting time.
Right. He was splitting time, and he was hugging the other goalie every game. And they were best buds, and like they liked that thing. And then he was pretty good in the playoffs. And then this year, you're the guy, you got the contract, and you fall apart. And it's going to be the first Bruins team in 9 years that misses the playoffs, and you're one of the highest paid guys on that team. So I'm with you. You have to start next year with him, and you have to kind of hope for the best, because you also can't trade him right now. Like, you're selling at absolute low point.
So, look, he doesn't have the track record of Shesterkin, and Shesterkin's numbers actually have gotten better as the years gone along, but there's still career lows just about across the board. And he got an even bigger contract than Swayman. So, like, I don't think Shesterkin stinks overnight. I don't think Swayman stinks overnight, but I am teetering more on that. If you ask guys like Zadorov, though, how do they feel about him? And what do they feel about the likelihood he's bouncing back and he'll be the answer next year? I don't know. You might not get a good answer in that room right now.
No. And that's why you also wonder, look at the roster today on March 24th, and then look at the roster 5 months from now. Like, how much more change can they do? They did more in-season change than I thought. So you can really only imagine what this offseason is going to look like.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it is just...
free falling.
It's a joke of a year. They don't get shots on goal. They don't score. They don't win. And that's pretty much their team these days.
So they have the 8th worst record right now in the NHL. And they've lost 6 in a row. And I think at this point, you got to go... the anti-Gerard Mayo and just let this thing bottom out. Don't win that last game to change your odds. Right now, They have a 6% chance at the number 1 overall pick.
Huh?
Yeah, keep chipping away at it, and you can improve on that.
How's the draft this year? Should we call up our guy Tony and check?
Yeah, get Tony back on. Check in with Tony.
Yeah,
Tony's up
it's
to.
a good draft this year,
yeah.
I would imagine.
I think so.
But okay, I mean, that's absolutely what they should do.
Keep
at
going.
this point in time.
Why
Just
not?
take.
There's a real
take the
chance they
thing.
can get into the top 5. They're only 3 points up on.
So they have 10 games.
Actually, no, they're tied with. What am I looking at here? Never mind. No, they're only
Good contribution today,
they're only
Nick.
4 points up. It keeps refreshing on me, and I can't see Tankathon. It keeps moving around on me. They're 4 points up on Philly, who has the 5th spot right now.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, you never know.
I mean, look, that's absolutely what they should do.
They play any of these bad teams left? I think they do. They got a game with Pittsburgh later. They
have this many points, and I can click here for the 10 celebrities that I mean in person.
I can get 24/7 claims on insurance.
Nice.
Get in on that.
So the team not very good. Jeremy Swayman, next time there's a goalie fight, your teammates want you to just not turn it into such a show and sound like such a martyr after the game, because it sounds like they're annoyed at you, quite frankly.
Good uniform matchup, though, on Wednesday. They're at the Ducks. Quack, quack, quack. This road trip has not gotten off to a great start. They've lost. They've been outscored 15-4. It's poor through 3 games, but they still got 2 more games. Also, the road trip usually is a nice bonding experience for the players. They can really come together. I don't know how many guys are eating dinner with Jeremy Swayman.
This might be the opposite. This might be the more they're around Swayman, the more upset they're getting. That is true.
Oh, they do play at Montreal. Speaking of our buddy Tony Marinaro, at Montreal on April 3rd.
Nice.
We check
Show
in.
outing.
Yeah, maybe get a game preview from him.
Get him on the show, or just call in?
Just call
It
him.
was call in.
We'll call him.
Yeah.
We're live right now. We're live to tape.
What do you think he was doing the whole when he's on hold? What's he doing?
No clue.
No clue. Listening to our show?
Maybe.
Just like
It's a good take.
just like giving takes, and then all of a sudden they're like, "You're on," and he's like,
Here I go.
How does that work?
I don't know. They probably got their producer
He
listening.
seems ready to go.
He was ready to go,
He
though,
was-
so he maybe also was
He
listening.
was he was a little too ready to go. He was chomping at the bit.
He's like,
Is
let's
what
see
he
these
was.
guys. They're in denial about the 4 nations. Let's check in with them. Like, no, we're fine.
617-779-7937. Keefe just mentioned the uniform matchup, Bruins and Ducks.
A juicy one.
That's available for you right now. Sweet 16, final day of that. Before we get to the Elite 8 tomorrow and the Jones and Keefe March Madness uniform bracket, we'll update those results coming up next.